Hey everybody, what is going on? Bunyun here, bringing you guys another episode of Your Monday Care. Today we're going to talk about pistols, and I'm sorry if you guys are hearing the AC in the background. In Atlanta, there's currently 76-degree weather with 100% humidity, so if you want to be able to breathe without feeling like you're breathing wet air, you kind of got to have the AC running. So with that in mind, let's get started with 10 weird pistol inventions from the past. And as always, these are in no particular order. I'm just going to share them the way I feel like it. The duck's foot pistol. It was a pistol designed based on its name, the foot of a duck, and it was designed to take on larger groups in close quarters. The immediate problem was that you couldn't really aim properly, and it had a reputation for hitting everything around your target, just not your target, because all of the 4 barrels were pointed at an angle and none of them pointed straight forward where you would aim. The hand mortars. Hand mortars were used from the 1500s through the early 1800s, and it works pretty much like current mortars do, in that you use an explosive force to hurl an explosive device a long distance before it explodes. Some of you guys might be thinking, that sounds fun and not at all dangerous. How does it work? Well, after lighting a grenade, you would stuff it down the barrel of the hand mortar and fire that, hoping that you have the timing correct and it worked as intended. Because if the grenade fuse gets bent double on itself, or gets clipped, or creates a spark and detonates early, you don't have a mortar pistol because you don't have a hand and possibly part of your body. The Apache Revolver was a breast knuckle knife and gun combined, but due to the lack of it not having a barrel and a small caliber, the Apache Revolver was not a very effective firearm. Apache Revolver enthusiasts claimed that it was deadly at extremely close range, but then again, at extremely close range, even Bruce Lee's little toe would be extremely deadly. The harmonica pistol was an attempt to create a multi-shot pistol by adding horizontal magazines. Some variations held up to 10 percussion caps or pinfire cartridges, and it was created between 1859 and 1862, and no musical instruments were involved. Also, my AC is having a weird noise now. The Revolver Camera. Used in New York in 1939, this Revolver Camera was a Colt 38 with a tiny camera that would capture a photo whenever the trigger was pulled. The camera was somehow configured so each time you pulled the trigger, a photo was snapped simultaneously. There is no evidence that the gun was actually put to use other than for trial photos and practice runs, and the very few photos that did survive from this camera are actually available on Flickr. The LaMotta revolver was invented in 1856 by John LaMotta, a New Orleans doctor, and the LaMotta was actually 2 guns in one. The top barrel fires a .42 caliber pistol round, while the second smaller barrel underneath holds a buckshot. Yes, it's a pistol and a shotgun. He took it to his cousin, who was also a US Army major, as a prototype for the Army, but the LaMotta was deemed superfluous and not reliable enough for field use. Key guns were first used in the 16th century, and they were both functional keys and functional pistols. One of the problems with the key gun is there was no safe place to keep it. For example, you could accidentally shoot somebody while you were trying to open the door. You didn't really want to have it in your pocket in case it went off and did some damage in the crotch region, and you didn't really want to hang it on a keychain because you would be hanging it by its trigger, and that could cause some unforeseen issues in the future. Pepperbugs guns. Much like modern pistol, Pepperbugs guns were created to hold multiple bullets for repeat firing, but unlike the revolvers, which shared a barrel, Pepperbugs guns had an individual barrel for each bullet. So basically it was a pistol with multiple barrels. Some of them had 6 barrels, 18, or even 24. The Tourbillon palm squeezer pistol. The French really loved their tiny pistols, and this was a French pistol. It was one of the smallest ever made, and it was designed for ease of concealment rather than for range or stopping power. The palm squeezer was meant to be held with the barrel between your fingers and the trigger squeezed with your palm. And lastly, and I know this is not a pistol, but my gosh, you guys need your laugh on a Monday, the cannon mounted on a scooter. This weapon was invented by the French Army during the Vietnam War, which was supposedly used by the French Army. However, the weapon was very soon put not in use because of the lack of simple protection it gave, and more often than not, the scooter could not take on the heavy recoil of the cannon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Your Monday Care. As always, if you guys could leave a like and a comment, it helps the video, the channel, and my self-esteem. If you guys could share this with somebody, I would really appreciate it. And if you guys want to see a couple more episodes, there is a whole playlist with a whole bunch of episodes that you guys should definitely check out because it will make your Monday a lot better. But with that said, I hope you guys are going to have an awesome Monday, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Ostriches are often not taken seriously. They can run faster than horses and they can roar similar to male lions. Human birth control pills also work on gorillas. The female lion does 90% of the hunting. In other news, I want to be a lion. This is going to be a fill in the blank. There are blank different type of kangaroos. So how many different type of kangaroos do you think there are? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 50.